Before we start, let me be very clear. I am a citizen, a consumer, and a child of God. What I'm sharing today is my personal analysis and personal perspective as a frustrated Nigerian. This isn't misinformation. It's a conversation about the receipts in our pockets. Now, let me talk about the magic trick of the century. We've all seen it. You buy a 20 gig data bundle by 9 a.m. You check through a few emails, maybe scroll through a couple of photos, not videos though, just photos. And by 2 p.m., you get that text message. You know, the one that feels like a breakup text from a toxic ex. Dear customer, you have used up 90% of your data. How? Where did it go? Did it evaporate? Is there a hole in my SIM card? Today we are going to look at why data has become a ghost in the machine and why the 2025 Tax Act might be the invisible hand reaching into your digital pockets. Here's the funny story. I know some of you might have experienced this. So yesterday, I was in my kitchen at a corner, standing on one of my foot and reaching out to the side, trying very hard just to get one bar of the 4G promised. I felt like a digital Indiana Jones searching for signals. Then I asked myself, why am I working so hard for something that I've already paid for? If you go to a restaurant and you paid for a full plate of rice, and the waiter now brings you a plate with 3 grains of rice and a picture of a chicken on it, you'd be very upset, right? So why when MTN, Airtel, or Glo gives us full bar but zero throughput, do we just sigh and reboot? If networks are giving us 10 gigabytes that only perform like 5 gigabytes, that is false balance. That's a moral issue, and it's a financial one. Now let's look at the big picture. In January 2025, the government introduced a new tax law. They said, don't worry, we're helping the poor by removing certain duties. But then introduced the 4% development levy and the 15% minimum effective tax rates for larger companies. Now, I'm just a simple woman with a camera, but I know how math works. If the telecom companies have to pay billions more in levies and contributions to the government, where do you think the money comes from? Now, they aren't going to take out their CEO's vacation funds. I believe they are going to optimize their costs. Is it a coincidence that as soon as this new tax laws kicked in, our data started disappearing faster? Is it a coincidence that the quality of service dropped while the cost of staying connected went up higher? I am not saying they are stealing your data to pay their taxes, oh. I'm just asking if the math makes sense to you, because the math is not mathing for me. The most frustrating part is when you call customer care. Blessing or Chidi answers saying, have you tried clearing your cache? Honey, I've cleared my cache, I've cleared my browser, I've cleared my conscience, and I've even cleared my bank account buying these vouchers. The problem isn't my cache. The problem is that the National Communication Council, NCC, seems to be using a different network from us. They released their report saying that network quality is improving. Improving for who? For the people in the boardroom. Because out here in the streets, in the shops and in the offices, we are struggling to send WhatsApp messages. In a new Nigeria, connectivity should be the fuel for our youth. But right now, it feels like a chain. We cannot be digitally free if we are being taxed into silence through disappearing data. Here is the Rebecca Unplugged challenge. Now I want us to engage in some digital accountability. I'm not asking you to be rowdy. I'm just asking you to be evidence-based. The next time your data disappears, don't just scream at the wall. Open your phone settings, go to data usage, and take a screenshot. Then take a shot of the data that finished text message from your provider. Post them side by side. Tag the NCC and use the hashtag. Show me the usage. We aren't attacking anyone. We're simply asking for the service we paid for. This is our right as consumers under the law. If we're paying for the new 2025 levy, we deserve a network that doesn't treat us like we're still in 1999. I'm Rebecca. I am unplugged. And until the network gets better, I guess I'll just keep on talking to the camera, hoping the network does not fail. See you in the next one if my data allows it. Dumela.